of the class of 2014, it is now my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian of our class 2014, Nicholas Ferraro. Would Ms. Durbig please come forward and give Nick his medal?
Wow, our class looks a lot larger in person than in yearbook pictures. I would like to welcome and thank our distinguished guests in attendance this evening. I would like to especially thank Mrs. Durbig and the entire Howell High School administration, as well as the faculty and staff for being here with us tonight. I would like to thank my incredible parents, sisters, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins. I also want to thank my guidance counselor, Mrs. Stevenson, and every teacher I have had throughout my 4 years at Howell High School. It is because of all of you that I am standing here today. Finally, I must thank and congratulate this incredible graduating class of 2014. The fact that we are sitting in these very uncomfortable seats, wearing these incredibly fashionable robes, is not a mistake. 4 years of hard work and determination, homework and projects, sweat and tears have all led up to this day. I must first inform everyone in the audience, it is not my intention to stand on this podium and offer you life advice. Though honored to have been chosen to speak as your valedictorian, I am simply not in a position to advise you. I have not magically acquired future wisdom or knowledge. After all, I'm only 18 years old. I'm neither older nor wiser than any of you sitting in front of me. After 4 years of high school, endless readings, countless essays, and too many long nights measured in paragraphs written rather than hours slept, I have learned the locations of battles of the War of the Second Coalition in Mrs. Bergen's European History class. I have learned the wave property of light in Mr. Huebner's physics class. But I also learned that the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing, as Socrates once said. So I can only share with you what I have learned from my experiences at Howell High School, and what I anticipate to be true about this incredible class of 2014. By virtue of our well-timed births alone, our class sits at the helm of not only our futures, but those of each and every individual we encounter every day of our lives. We, quite often, hold the power to change the world in our hands. I would never make such a claim without substantial reason and evidence, but I'm sure most of you, rebels in not only name, but also nature, have within your pocket a little device detested by parents and teachers alike that contains more computing power than the computers NASA used to send men to the moon. It most likely has access to the largest, most accessible database ever created, the internet. The closest our parents came to this, and only if they were lucky, would be to own a set of World Book encyclopedias, weighing a rather large total of 63 pounds. Can you imagine how hard those would be to take selfies on? The impressive features of our cell phones are all well and good, but simply using them to look up funny cat pictures or put filters on pictures of our food isn't improving society. The truth is that the extraordinarily advanced tools we possess, including our smartphones and the internet, place us in a position where knowledge continuously lies at our fingertips, a concept unimaginable to most of your parents in their teenage years. The question I have for you, class of 2014, is whether or not you will use these advantages to their fullest potential, thereby unlocking yours. Every day for the rest of our lives will give us the opportunity to learn, and most of that will not come from school or any form of education. Our environment is our best teacher, and it is only natural that we should all strive to glean all we can from our surroundings every day. So whether or not you are continuing your formal education or choosing an equally daunting path, class of 2014, never stop learning. This is not advice, but a challenge. After all, what was high school if nothing but a series of increasingly complex challenges? I like to think of high school as a roller coaster. When we head to Six Flags or any theme park, we willingly subject ourselves to massive drops, stomach-wrenching loops, and twists and turns that are never quite visible around the next corner. Yet, we continue to get right back in line, ready to go through it all again, in order to experience that thrill. I would be both a coward and a liar if I said high school was a completely thrilling and wonderful time. Everyone in this class experienced their fair share of unexpected dips and seemingly endless drops, fallouts amongst friends, or struggles with that one especially challenging class you had every year. I'm sure everyone can name a few. We spent 4 years navigating a world of never-ending projects, fragile relationships, and too many opportunities to choose from. On top of it all, we had to deal with the ever-looming and ominous future, steadily creeping closer and closer. High school is not supposed to be easy. And if anyone felt their 4 years here were entirely comfortable, I have news for you. You did it wrong. Class of 2014, we must not think of graduation as summiting the top of a mountain. Rather, let's recognize that our experience at the home of the rebels was simply reaching the top of that first hill on our roller coaster. Slowly and steadily, but always rising, our years here perpetually inched us closer and closer to not the finish line, but the very beginning. As we prepare to take the final few inches over the top of that first hill and into the rest of the ride, those who have learned to not only anticipate but enjoy the twists and turns are prepared to take any corkscrew, loop, or sudden drop life will throw your way. Even those who don't ride roller coasters know the real fun begins when the steady yet supportive lift stops and the true thrill ride begins. Class of 2014, the Mean Green Machine. We have reached a summit, but only our first. There will be more hills to come. More incredible heights to reach, more twists and loops than we could ever anticipate. Thank you for riding the beginning of this incredible journey with me. And here's to one hell of a ride to come. Thank you.